Yep, it only took no Cade Cunningham, no Jeremy Grant, no Killian Hayes, no Josh Jackson, no Corey Joseph, no Savon Lee, no Isaiah Stewart, no Kelly Olynyk. It took like Alec Burks to almost drop 40 points, a brand new career high. It took us coming back from down nearly 14 points in the third quarter, getting embarrassed by. Let me pull up the starting lineup. Oh my, Derek Walton. Like, no disrespect to these guys at all, but if you're trying to compete for the playoffs, Derek Walton, Frank Jackson, I send prayers out to him. Went down with a scary injury, had a history with that foot injury. Diallo killed us. Bay killed us, and Garza. What the heck was that game? We won, but this isn't a game we should be proud we won. Like, I'm happy with the result, but I'm not happy with what happened in that game. I'm happy with the positives. All right, the positives. Let's talk about it. The second unit, amazing. The second unit was amazing. Taj Gibson getting deflections, big time blocks, second chance opportunity. Burks hitting big time shots. Burks absolutely put us like on his back. 34 points. Emmanuel quickly. The bench played with so much heart. That second unit played with so much heart. Even McBride defensively, even though he had stupid moments with turnovers. And I'm going to give credit to the Pistons. I thought they played with a lot of heart. They literally had someone out there that was a 27-year-old rookie waiting to get an opportunity. Like, it sucks with this virus and all that, but it's pretty awesome to see these guys get opportunities out there on the court. So, yeah, that was the positive. Like, we hit big time shots with that second unit. Quickly huge. Just McBride huge on defense. Taj Gibson huge. Burks huge. The starters, what an embarrassment. What a freaking embarrassment. Even at the start of the game, this game was ugly at the beginning. It was a combined, I believe the Pistons and the Knicks were combined shooting 2 of 16 from the field or 2 of 14 from the field. Both of these teams couldn't buy a bucket. The Detroit Pistons get an excuse. They barely had their team out there. They barely had their team out there. The New York Knicks don't get an excuse for that piss poor performance at the start. I know we were up 7-0. RJ Barrett knocked down a three. Nice pass to Mitchell Robinson, and it looked like the Knicks were starting to get things going. But the way the Knicks played, coming out of that timeout, Julius Randle, terrible shots, turnovers, lack of discipline on defense, lack of discipline overall. Diallo killing us, Sadiq Bey killing us, and before you know it, they're up 14-7. I believe Derek Walton outplayed Kemba Walker. I understand though it was Kemba Walker coming off of a back to back. His body's not really built to play back to backs now, but Derek Walton killed us. This was a pretty embarrassing game. I'm not gonna lie. In the third quarter, it was just atrocious. How are you at one point going to shoot 26% from the field against a team that has 10% of their team, 5% of their team? And how are we going to come out, start out that third quarter? The Pistons scored 11 straight points. How are we going to call a timeout? Does Randall listen to the coach? Does Randall listen to anyone? Right out of the timeout, he turns the ball over. We won. I'm happy about the result. But should we be proud that it went down to the wire against a Detroit Pistons team that, again, I'd even mention Isaiah Livers because he barely plays. Are we going to be happy to come out with a W? Barely come out with a W against a team with no Cade, no Jeremy Grant, no Killian Hayes, no Josh Jackson, no Corey Joseph, no Savon Lee, no Isaiah Stewart, no Kelly Olynyk. I'm happy we won, but you can't be oh my gosh, this team has so much heart after that win. Are you kidding me? Especially the way the starters played. To give Tibbs any credit in that fourth quarter, the second unit played the entire fourth quarter. Randall didn't even touch the floor again. By the way, Quinn Grimes got his first start. Fournier had an ankle injury, so it was a late scratch. But Grimes, he couldn't hit a shot to save his life, but it's okay. I think he will bounce back. But just what was that? I can't even put into words this game. We were down 14 points against this basketball team. But again, they played with heart. They played hard. They played together. They played good defense. They moved the ball. This Pistons team played way better than the freaking starting unit. I guess RJ played okay. But what does this win, like, what positive do you take out of this win, like, for the future of the season moving forward? Like, yeah, the bench played great, but this win isn't gonna fix Randall's terrible play. What's going on, David? He says, I'm so sick of Randall. Tibbs likes his win. I don't care about that. We sucked. We won. Burks was amazing at the end. Quickly was amazing at the end. But, like, how could you be that encouraged about this W? No handle. Randall needs to relax. Yeah, Taj was a beast. I feel like we can't enter anyone into that starting lineup because there's a reason Grimes thrives in the second unit because we move the basketball. No one moves the basketball in that starting unit at all. But also, I'm not going to blame the starting unit for Grimes missing open shots. Grimes just missed open shots. He'll bounce back. It'll be fine. But the turnovers in that third quarter, I can't get over that turnover. Like, Quickly, like, if we lost this game, misspelling Quickly's name, like, on the back of his jersey would have just summed up this basketball game. We won, though. I'm shaking my head because this is against a bad Pistons team. This Pistons team doesn't even have 7 wins. What do they have? 5, 6 wins? They're the worst team in basketball. But we almost lost to the worst team in basketball without most of their guys. And I'm not even trying to be negative. I brought up the positives, but it's just impossible to be that encouraged. By the way, Alec Burks is just the king of saving our ass from embarrassment. Like against the Detroit Pistons, just saved our ass tonight. Against Houston, saved our ass. Atlanta Hawks, game 2 of the playoffs, he saved our ass. And we have the Thunder next. The Knicks always make it difficult. We could have a double-digit lead. We could be up 1,000 points. Second unit thriving. Starters come in, chuck up terrible shots. Randall was just piss poor trash. Like, I'm tired of seeing this dude out there on the floor. I'm tired of it. I appreciate what he did last year, but that was last year. What is he doing this year? He's inefficient garbage this year. He's not a leader. He's unmotivated. I said we couldn't underestimate our opponents. Like, in these basketball games, no team should underestimate their opponents. Like, even though the Knicks barely played anyone, these are NBA caliber talents. At least some of them. But that was inexcusable. Like, Randall's supposed to be our leader. And it doesn't even seem like he's one of the most excited guys on the bench when he sees guys in the second unit score. It's like he gets jealous when other people score the basketball. And what was Tibbs waiting for in that third quarter when Randall, like, out of the timeout, turned the ball over? When he turned the ball over 2 or 3 times, the team as a whole was trash. But who are you going to look at? Of course you're going to look at your number one option. Of course you're going to look at the guy that's supposed to be your leader. Like, he deserves blame. He was breaking shots left and right. When he is shown to go to the basket and execute from there and really turn around his game a little bit, like, it's awesome when he goes to the basket, but when he starts settling for jumpers for no reason, it just makes no sense. It made no sense at all. What presence was there inside? Literally, what presence was there inside? Luka Garza? You're afraid to drive on Luka Garza. You're afraid to drive on Derek Wallen. You're afraid to drive on Sadiq Bey, who's a solid defender. But, like, are you kidding me? You're one of the strongest players out there on the court. You shouldn't hesitate. And again, let me go back to this. What was he waiting for? Like, when Tom Thibodeau sees Julius Randle playing like straight trash, how, like, this dude hates Obi. What did Obi do to Tom Thibodeau? I just don't understand it. Like, yes, he played the best the entire time in the fourth quarter. I don't know what's up with this starting unit. Like, we can't even blame Fournier today. We can't even hate on Fournier today. Because it's more than Fournier. It's more than Fournier. It was more than Kemba. It's more than Julius. It's Tom Thibodeau. You could say it's on Leon Rose, like for signing Fournier. It's on everyone. RJ needs to be better. Everyone needs to be better. This team has multiple problems. It's not going to fix overnight. Benching Kemba wasn't going to fix everything. Even benching Julius, because this team has more problems than Julius. Julius stops the offense. But then you take a look at this Knicks squad. Who else is going to create shots consistently and score? What's going on, Kareem? And we won. Like, I know we won. But just like, this is the team that we want going to the playoffs. I know it's like not even like halfway through the season. We're not even at All-Star break. But right now, the way this team's looking, hell no. Like, what's the point of seeing this team in the playoffs? They're just going to get their ass kicked. They're not even going to make the playoffs. They'll be in the play-in. I don't even want to see this team in the play-in. I said Julius Randle, his points were going to decline, but he would get smarter as a basketball player. This dude got worse mentally as a basketball player. He's looking back to his first year with the Knicks. His IQ is straight garbage. This has been the most frustrating game this year, and we won. Couldn't even believe we won. By the way, I did get a computer set up for Christmas. I hope you guys had a great Christmas, by the way. I'm getting a webcam soon, and then I'm going to start streaming on my computer, but, like, pull up the chat on here. It's easier to read on YouTube on my computer. But Alec Burks, again, got to give credit to Alec Burks, but the only reason I'm kind of, like, pissed off is because, like, what's going to carry on? Like, the second unit has been playing good this entire season. It's like, it's a constant story throughout the season. The second unit saving the starter's ass. Like, this has been a constant theme and a constant story throughout the season. And have we been getting over 500? Have we been better as a basketball team? No. Because the starters still suck. This is a good thing and a bad thing about having a great bench. Like, the bench can come in when the starters are struggling, but the starters shouldn't consistently be struggling. It puts even more pressure on the bench. You can't always count on the bench. The starters at some point got to be consistent, and there's no consistent player in the starting lineup. Can we count on Kemba every night? Can we count on Fournier every night? Can we count on RJ every night? Can we count on Randall every night? Mitch, no. Because you don't even know who's going to be starting. It may be Noel, it may be Mitch. There's no consistent player on this basketball team. There's no level of consistency at all. What's going on, Hamish? Check plus minus tonight. Randall minus 27. Robinson minus 22. Kemba Walker minus 21. Barrett minus 29. Grimes minus 17. Toppin plus 36. Yeah, I'm not even surprised by the bench. The bench was amazing. They brought energy. It looked like they gave a shit. These starters, that's the problem. It looks like they don't care. There's no chemistry. Like, everyone's saying, wait till they gel. When are these guys going to gel? When? I'm going to catch up on your guys' comments. But, yeah, let me know just, like, what did you think were the main positives, the negatives? We have the Thunder next. Like, got to win that. But we won. After me ranting, we won. But that third quarter, guys, like, that can't happen. Against that Pistons team, I know Diallo, by the way, credit to Diallo. Diallo played one hell of a game. Sadiq Bey, one hell of a game. Derek Walton, one hell of a game. I thought he played his heart out, and he took advantage of his opportunity. Luka Garza kind of held them back. He was bricking left and right. But 11 straight points in that third quarter, like 11 stupid shots and no ball movement. When is Tibbs gonna get like? This is another thing I didn't even bring up. I complained about Obi not coming in the game for Randall, and it's not even Randall just struggling. It's Thibodeau not holding him accountable. This isn't last year, Tibbs. You're allowed to yell at Randall. He's not good this year. I swear, we just gave the keys to the city to Julius Randle off of 1 year. And yes, Randall made the free throw, but what do when there's like a technical or like defensive 3 seconds? Like, you put your best free throw shooter at the line. We put Julius Randle at the freaking free throw line instead of Emmanuel Quickly, who was out there on the floor, who I believe second or third in the NBA in free throw shooting. Even Wally Zerbiak was like, oh yeah, you usually put your best free throw shooter out there. Not the Knicks. This team is unorganized. Yeah, who would even want Julius Randle after these teams watch the tape? Like, at this point, just get this guy to come off the bench for you because he'll just ruin any type of momentum for your starting unit. I thought we were kind of like getting better in the third quarter, but like, oh my, what was it at one point? Like, we're 6 or 7 minutes into that third. We had 2 field goals. It took Tibbs so long to realize to put the second unit in. It took him so long to realize. Obi may need to start with Randall. Maybe we run a fast break. This might, yeah, I read that. Fournier was swagged out with the fit. I didn't even see it. I don't even want to see Fournier. Randall blocks dudes on Instagram for critiquing his game. That's his attitude. Tibbs kept the bench and finally. Don't be a starter on the Knicks or you're going to suck. But just like, I want to talk about the positives. I want to talk about Taj. But this is the main problem with this team. We're excited about the second unit. We're excited about Quickly, Taj, Burks. But the important guys, if we want to be a consistent team, if we want to be good for years to come, we need consistent players on this team. Right now, the way this Knicks team is playing, I'm not confident with many players like going to be a part of this team moving forward. Obi maybe, Quickly, like the young guys, yeah, they're very young. But the way Randall's been playing, this dude's not going to be a part. Oh my. This team's just so frustrating. And I know some Knicks channels, some Knicks fans are going to come out here and be like, oh my God, Burks, he was a beast. He turned into Stephen Curry. Like, yeah, Alec Burks was amazing. But what does this win do for you moving forward? Yes, we won 3 in a row. We won 3 in a row. Awesome. It wasn't against the best of teams. Like, I'll take it. We 3 in a row, but like, these aren't really wins that you're just like, whoa, like this team's turned around. Like, I'm just lost for words. But we won. We won, guys. We won. Let's pop our champagne bottles. Jeffrey says, what's good clutch whack win today, to be honest? I think that's a good way to describe it, Jeffrey. It's a win, but it's a whack win. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. And I love how I was excited. I was like, Grimes is starting. Tibbs might be like getting his shit together. I know Grimes didn't play well, but I was like, I saw the reason. It was just because Fournier was hurt. We damn know Grimes wasn't going to start if Fournier was healthy. We all know that. But we shot it so bad from beyond the arc. For us to score not even like 100 points against this Pistons ball club, again, I'm not taking any credit away from the Pistons. They fought hard. But just like, wow. 9 points. I think I stopped keeping track, but at one point I think we only had 9 points in the third. 2 for 15. I'll have to go back and look at that. But the Pistons, they couldn't miss. But they were playing good ball. I'm not going to say they were lucky. They played hard. We want to see our best players be the reason we win every game. I'm not going to say every game. Like, of course, you want to see that every game. That's just not realistic. But yeah, for a majority of your games, you want to see your number one option play well and not get his ass saved. You want to see the guy you spent the 3rd overall pick on, like, consistently finish at the basket well and not airball open 3-point shots. All right, we had 16. I stopped keeping track, I guess, because I was so pissed off. Yeah, that sounds right. We had 16. I think we're outscored like 30-16, something like that. Yeah, 30-16. Burks was amazing that fourth quarter. He was clutch. He's been clutch as long as he's been a Knick. If it was against Houston, game 2 against Atlanta, he saved our asses tonight. The starters, I hope the starters go out with Alec Burks. And no, I hope the starters take Alec Burks to dinner and buy him like a whole steak dinner and dessert. Could you imagine if we lost tonight? Embarrassing. Would have been embarrassing. Thank you, Ray Penn. I really appreciate that, man. I really needed a haircut. How you doing, man? How's track and all that? But yeah, Burks' 4-point play was huge. 3 top of the key. He just hits big shots for us. He does. I wish Burks was like younger. I feel like if Burks was younger though, he would get hyped up even more. That's just my opinion though. But I think at one point we were shooting 36% in that third quarter. There's positives, but like not many. Yeah, Walker is probably better off. Like I believe he didn't play back-to-back in a Celtics uniform. Yeah. Oh damn. I hope they have a speedy recovery and they're all good. That's crazy. Just the virus is going crazy everywhere. Ben Simmons for Randall. I don't even think the Sixers want Randall. Could you imagine Randall with Embiid? That fit would be off. If I'm being real with you guys, Randall can't even be a second option. He may not even be a third option because I believe he'll never learn to adjust to play as a second or third option. Because credit to Randall for having insane confidence, but I feel like he has too much confidence in himself to take a lesser role and sacrifice his role, if you know what I'm saying. Randall's just like too ball dominant. Like he needs to go back to how he was playing in New Orleans. Like obviously that's not good enough for this Knicks team, but he needs to learn to play around the basket more. Yo, don't do me like that, buzzer beater. Don't do me like that. Yeah, Grimes isn't afraid to shoot the basketball. He was not afraid to keep shooting. It's one of the things I love about Grimes. And I was one of those people that always defended Randall. I was like, no way. Like, he's legit. He put in the work, especially after the season opener. He played his ass off versus Boston. But what do you know? Last year, weird ass season, virus year, first virus year. Randall turns it around. He's the king of New York. Only in a weird ass year. It's still a weird year, but that was like the first year, like of everything. I believe. Just wow. Wow. But quickly, he played his ass off. I really got to give credit to Emmanuel Quickly. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna give up on Grimes either. It was one game. Yo, what's going on with Quinster? How you doing, man? Do you think Knicks will make the play-in? I hope this team doesn't even make the play-in. No, like I want to see this team win, but also like I just don't think this team has it. Last year, at least you felt like you didn't think they're going to the finals, but you felt they had that it. Like they're competing every night. They're not going to look down at their competition. Like this Knicks team, just the heart isn't there. There's no consistency. There's still no identity. Like there's still no identity. Last year, we knew there was an identity. Like a slow, grinded out basketball team, not a lot of talent, but they're going to play their ass off. Nope. Oh my gosh, please. I would love Karl Anthony Towns. I would do that in a second, but I doubt they would do that. You think oh wait, let me finish reading what Brave Pan said though. You think Knicks will make the play in? I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, maybe if the Cavs fall out because Rubio tore his ACL. Rubio's been huge, but they're still a great team without him. But yeah, that sucked. It's not the first time Rubio tore his ACL too, I believe. Yeah, what do you know? Knicks need to get a real point guard. We've been needing a real point guard in freaking. We've been needing a starting point guard in general for so long, but it doesn't even matter. It's not going to change anything. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, Tom Thibodeau is the type of coach. We could have signed Lonzo Ball. We could have signed freaking Lonzo, and Julius would still handle the basketball more than Lonzo. I will trade Randall for Cat right now. We're now this ninth seed, but we're playing like, yeah, everyone's like so close. It doesn't even feel like we're the ninth seed. It doesn't. I didn't like that Noel contract. I didn't. But I hope he has a speedy recovery from the virus or he's in health and safety protocol. I look at Deuce McBride as a combo because they've played with the ball in his hands and also off the ball. But I want to see him running like the Pier 1 again. Cat grew up a Knicks fan and he grew up in Jersey, so I think Cat will work out for this team. RJ Barrett was a Knicks. I don't care if you're a Knicks fan. I don't care if you're an asshole. Just be good at the game of basketball. That's my stance right now. Because I'm a Giants fan. We have nice players. Don't care. Are you good? Nope. Like I would obviously I don't want some like murder on this team or something. But I'm rooting for you as a basketball player. If you're a shit human being, obviously like that's like different. Like I'm rooting for you as the basketball player, not the human. But obviously it's awesome when you're good at basketball and a class act off the court. But yeah, I'm a Giants fan. We have so many nice players, but they all suck, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, RJ grew up a Knicks fan. Look how that's working out. I don't blame you, Big Task. I know there's tons of games that it's like we play a healthy team that may be bad. Like they're a healthy bad team. It's like we're up 20, we let them come back, but we end up winning. But this game's different. We played a bad, worst team in basketball of the Detroit Pistons with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 players out. Their number one overall pick didn't play. Jeremy Grant didn't play. I get it. Sadiq Bey is a good player. I like Sadiq Bey. He's been kind of struggling this year. Diallo, great game as well, but if this Knicks team, this is the problem. If this Knicks team played with heart, like you could say this about a lot of games. If this Knicks team played with heart this year, didn't give up on plays, there was leadership, we had an identity, like this Knicks team would be better. I'm not saying we'd be finals bound or anything like that, or a top 5 seed, but we'd be better. That's the problem. It looks like this team has no leader. They don't care. Trade Randall for Alfred Payne and Reggie Bullock. At this point, why not? No, I'm joking. That's too far, but Randall's been horrible. It's just exactly Jay Sniper. It's just the same shit. Same shit every game. The starters, horrible. The bench comes in to save the day. The starters go back in, and then it just ruins the whole lead and momentum. This team just has no future. I remember last year we were all pumped up. Oh, we got a bright future. RJ Barrett's development. Randall's a star. The development of this team may be quicker than we think. Quickly's a rising starting point guard. And all this Obi topping off the bench's progression. This year, what the fuck do we have for the future? Nothing. We're not much. Bay's amazing. I knew about him since before the draft. Jeffrey says, I know we're not looking great this year, but our potential is great. We started the season 5-1 this year, and then went through a slump due to play virus circumstances. Last year we went on. I don't know, man. Yeah, we started off 5-1, but you could say that about a lot of teams. I'm not discrediting us, but I feel like there's always teams that start off great and then fall off. And I wouldn't say that was all due to the virus. Like Randall started playing terrible. RJ fell off. Like I feel like it's not even us. Like I feel like it was just us playing bad basketball. I don't even think it was circumstances. Like RJ had a good stretch, he fell off. The inconsistency of RJ, Randall not playing well, just like Kemba struggling. I feel like we just struggled as a team, and we have to be better. There's a lot that goes into this. I'm not saying like obviously I overreacted a little bit. We still have draft picks, and we have some nice like I like Obi, I like Quickly. Well, the picks don't mean shit if we don't nail the draft picks and if we don't use them in a trade. It's looking like a Jay Sniper. I hope he turns it around though. Yeah, the starters are pathetic. We've been talking about them for a long time. It's really, really, really bad. I can't get over that third quarter. I can't. Again, I know some Knicks fans, like, I'm pumped up we won, kind of. Like, I'm happy we won. But it's just, like, it's hard to concentrate on just the W when you know there's still so many problems with this team. Like, we're still a long way, we still have a long way to go before being a good basketball team. RJ, I thought he played okay. It was okay. No one for the starters were good at all. Kemba, he shouldn't have even been playing on a back-to-back. Got outplayed by Derek Walton Jr. Gosh, this team's so bad. Grimes, he just couldn't hit a shot. He'll be fine. It was one game. Yeah, RJ was okay. Randall piss poor trash. You could say this was Randall's worst game based off of who he played and what he did in the game coming out of a timeout. I don't know what Thibodeau was telling them, but how did Randall just like, are you listening to the coach? You turn the ball over right after. But if that was the plan after the timeout, to have Tom Thibodeau just handle the basketball for the whole possession and drive to the basket, like, I don't know if is he a junior? His name is Derek Walton, though. He outplayed Kemba. How many did he have? Sorry if you just see my face. Yeah, his name is Derek Walton Jr. He only had 8. Well, he had 8 points, 9 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. I feel like Kemba had like 2. Just wow. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the Knicks must be ready for every team. That's why I said in my Timberwolves game preview video, the Knicks can't underestimate anyone. We lost to the Magic twice. We almost folded down the stretch. Like, yeah, exactly. I'm not like trying to roast him or anything, but this is supposed to be our team. This is supposed to be our team that is gonna make a playoff push. There's no there's no number one option on this team. You think about it. No, like I'm asking you guys a serious question. Like, is there a number one option? Yes, you could say it's Randall, but is he playing like one? No. Like no one's playing like there's no roles on this team. No one's executing their roles except the second unit. except the second unit. They're executing their roles. No one in the starting lineup is. Like, is Randall playing like a first option? Is he playing like a decent basketball player? No. Well, that's the problem with Mitch. He's inconsistent. He's super inconsistent. Yo, Brave Pan, thank you so much for the cool super sticker. I really appreciate that, man. I really do. Doesn't pop up on here, but it was like emoji with shades. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Wow. I think we mainly rely on Randall and Walker for buckets. And Fournier, but everyone's can't rely on. Oh, gosh. I don't know if this is a good way to put it. We rely on guys we can't rely on. We can't rely on Kemba. He's inconsistent. We can't rely on Randall. He doesn't show up every night, especially with energy. You never know what you're going to get out of RJ. You never know what you're going to get out of anyone on this team except the second unit. They at least play their ass off. This team's inconsistent. I'm not talking about game by game. I'm talking about quarter by quarter. Not even just game by game. Quarter by quarter, you never know what you're going to get out of this team. Oh, that's what I'm saying. We have no number one option. Randall's supposed to be our number one option. I don't think he's that guy moving forward, obviously, as a number one option. But it's just like, that's exactly, you just said what was going through my mind. Exactly. We don't have a number one option. We have no one to count on, like, in that starting lineup consistently. If you want to be a good team, you got to be consistent. The Knicks are not. RJ has to be good next year, or he's gone. The Human Experience said, since drafted, I've heard nothing but excuses for RJ Barrett, mainly age. But look at guys like Jaw. Jaw was a beast, no surprise. Like, you could surround him with anything. Jaw would be a beast either way. Tyler Hero, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't think Shai was in his draft, though. No, Shai was 2018, but I know what you mean. Are people seeing something I'm not? I don't see RJ in our long term. I made a video on RJ. I think the Knicks need to. I know he's young, but I don't see RJ as a future star. I'm not going to lie. I used to think RJ was going to be a future star. I was on that wagon. But the more you watch him play, is there anything that pops like off the page at you or pops out at you when you watch RJ Barrett play? I sound like a broken record, but his handle's not great. He's an okay defender. He's still inconsistent on that side of the ball. He can't shoot consistently. He's not even a great finisher. That was one of his best things coming out of college. He struggled finishing too. Can't create off the bounce. If RJ wants to be one of our top guys, he got to be able to create off the bounce. Yes, he's in a terrible situation, but there's still moments you just can't defend RJ. And everyone's like, why is RJ just standing in the corner? Like, don't get me wrong, we need to get RJ involved in the action more. But it's like, we don't give RJ an opportunity to succeed performing off the dribble or give him an opportunity to go get his because his handle sucks. He can't create. Yeah, Darius Garland. I remember I was pissed when the Knicks were looking into drafting Darius Garland or when we brought him in for a workout. And RJ, yes, I'll say this to keep it fair. RJ has shown that he can create off the bounce, like at times, but that's the problem. There's no consistency. But it also is, it's hard to have consistency in your game with Randall. I'll say this to all those RJ lovers out there that want to marry him. Yeah, F it. Just freaking trade Julius Randle. We'll see what RJ Barrett does. We'll see how RJ Barrett is as the number one option. If he still sucks, we'll see what happens. Or if he's still not it, I just said he sucks. Well, he's been sucking as a third overall pick. Yeah, I love his mentality. I do. See, that's the problem. New York Knicks fans are pumped up about a third overall pick who's supposed to be a franchise-changing player that makes corner threes and right-handed layups. Are you kidding me? I don't. That corner three is not even there anymore. What is? He's shooting terrible this year. Yeah, Randall definitely does stop the offense, and he disrupts the offense a lot. But when RJ does get open looks, he got to knock him down. He's got to still be able to finish at the basket. Him missing opportunities at the basket, him missing open threes, him not having the best of handle, though, is not on Julius Randle. And I didn't mean to rhyme there. You got to be better. He has to be. That's obviously not going to change overnight. RJ has a much lower ceiling than we thought, like getting him in the draft. He's nothing special. He's not an all-star. He might be a solid 3-and-D player for us. But sadly, that's not what we need. We need a star. If RJ's not a star, we got to get rid of him, in my opinion. We need a star. We can't be stuck in mediocrity. If we stick with RJ and he doesn't become an all-star, that will just be like stuck in mediocrity. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants Randall. Everyone's seeing it this year. His body language sucks. He's not a leader. But I know some Knicks fans are just desperate to get him off the team at this point. They don't care what we get because him just being gone may be a positive. Because we see how well the offense flows when Julius Randle's not out there on the court. With Obi out there, with Quickly, with Grimes, you just see us move the basketball, get quality shots. And I don't care what anyone says about me, saying stuff about RJ. You should know my stance with RJ. As long as he's a Knick, I'm gonna support him. But he has to be better. Yeah, Randall disrupts the flow of everything. But how about the start of that game though? That was just crazy at the beginning. Like brick, like bricks left and right. Just my gosh. We're up 7 early, but out of that timeout, Sadiq Bey knocking down the 3, Diallo, Derek Wallen getting that bucket. I can't believe what were they up? We were down 13-7. Randall's taking ridiculous shots, but second unit Taj comes in, Burks comes in, quickly knocks down a 3. The second unit just saved the day. But we won't even have that high of a draft pick. We'll probably be picking 10th or 11th. We're gonna be picking where the Orlando Magic picked for years. I'll say that Leon's done a great job drafting, but we also have to give credit to Walt Perrin, who's a really good scout, came from the Jazz, so he's definitely found some nice gems in Obi, IQ, McBride, Grimes. He's been terrible. I can't defend him. I made a video on Derrick Rose being out. How many weeks was it? I think he was out. Let's see, out 6 or 7 more weeks. Let me check. All right, 7 days ago I made a video. We'll miss 8 weeks. Oh, but I believe Ian Begley updated us that it'll only be I think he'll be back in 6 weeks. He's not out for the season though. RJ's problem is the system. He needs to be in the right spots so he could work with the second unit. I agree. I actually think he would work better with the second unit with the constant ball movement. But doesn't that suck? I feel like there's always a catch with the Knicks. Like, we see all these other franchises, they pick in the top 5, top 3. These guys look like all-stars their first freaking year. But for us, these guys need to be in the perfect situation. They get nothing but excuses. Let's give him another year. Oh, no, let's give him another year. He's only 20. He's only 21 years old. Like, I'm tired of that shit. Like, we need the perfect system for someone that was taken third overall. Like, if you're really good, you should thrive in, like, any environment. Do you think the Knicks should have any untouchable players? I know we haven't seen much of Grimes, but I would like to keep Grimes. Obi, obviously, quickly. But you never know, like, if you're trying to trade for a star, like, we would probably have to package, like, an Obi. The Knicks suck. They're not even overrated. They suck right now. Who are they overrated by? I know I'm not overrated them, man. I know I'm not. But who is your guys' like favorite player on the Knicks roster? Like, who are you most excited for, like, moving forward? But isn't Obi like? I feel bad for Obi, guys. We took this dude 8th overall. He thought he was probably going to be the starter, but nope. Julius Randle comes back. We couldn't trade him. Blessing in disguise for us. Julius Randle ends up having like an MVP caliber year. We go to the playoffs. Obi barely gets any minutes. He struggles his rookie year. The second upcoming year, the Knicks suck. Randle sucks. Even though Randle's garbage this year, Obi still only gets like 14 minutes. I don't get it. Randle playing like shit equals more minutes for Julius Randle. I don't get it. I don't. What does Tibbs have against Obi? This dude's playing well and barely playing. You see we're a better team with him and quickly out there on the floor. Yeah, we definitely did struggle against the zone when playing the Timberwolves. Burks breaks us out of that most of the time. Mine's quickly. I like quickly. Grind. I really like McBride. I know he didn't. I don't think he scored tonight, but I like his defense. But it's easy to like quickly. I feel like quickly brings the most consistent energy. Him and Obi. See, this was the problem. Like, this is the problem with this Knicks team compared to last year. You never know what Knicks team you're going to get. You never know what energy the Knicks are going to bring. Like, if they're going to bring energy. Last season, we knew they were going to bring energy every night. We knew they were going to work hard, not give up every night. It looked like there was leadership. It looked like there was good body language. This year, the complete opposite. F it. Just trade for Ben Simmons. But Ben Simmons, will he survive here or no? Like, Julius Randle's bad. Ben Simmons in New York. You want to be able to survive the media. I don't. Ben Simmons should just quit basketball. I think he should go to like a smaller market, like Minnesota. Wait, who's Stephen A? LOL. Oh, the Knicks said or Stephen A. Smith said the Knicks are overrated. Stephen A. Smith don't even watch the Knicks. But Julius Randle bashing, I'm all for it right now. But thank God for Alec Burks. Thank God for Quickly. Thank God for Taj Gibson. I remember when some Knicks fans used to argue on whether Quick should start or not. Now looking back, I'm glad he's with the second unit. Yeah, that's what he is. I don't look at him as a starting caliber point guard. Still has a long way to go. But I was a part of that train, especially because we had Peyton. I would trade Julius. I just don't know what we would get for him. I don't. Like, I understand people saying Julius isn't the only problem, but he's still a problem. He's still a huge problem. There's so many problems on this Knicks team. Like, this team, think about it. This team was so far ahead of schedule last year. No one expected us to go to the playoffs. No one expected Randall to have a pop year. RJ, pop year. Thibodeau just probably surpassed all expectations, being that fourth seed. Now this year, we're way behind schedule. It's RJ Barrett's third year, and he's really regressed. Julius Randle, horrible. I'm happy we came out the W. I'm happy about the result, but I'm not happy about some of the things that happened in the game. Shamar, this was against a Pistons team, the worst team in basketball, with 10 players out. And we barely won. We were down 14 at one point. There's still negatives. There's still ways to improve as a team. Yeah, I remember when Randall played good defense last year. That didn't last. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, 2022 second-round pick. We probably have to give up a first. The way Karl-Anthony Towns is playing, he's playing at an elite level. What's he averaging? He's playing off the charts. He's averaging 24 points, 9 rebounds, 51% from the field, 43% from three. We would probably have to give up a first-rounder. Or even more. And that's another thing. That's why I wanted him gone after the first year with the Knicks. Just no effort. Zero effort. I wonder who's going to be the first content creator to make should the New York Knicks trade Julius Randle video. I might be. But we won. Woohoo! We beat the Pistons without no Cade Cunningham, no Jeremy Grant, no Killian Hayes, no Josh Jackson, no Corey Joseph, no Savon Lee, no Isaiah Stewart, no Kelly Olynyk. We were down 14 at one point. It took Alec Burks to be a hero. I hope so, Ray Day. I hope so, man. Ninth seed. The hair doesn't mean shit. Knicks fans it's cool and all Knicks fans get excited when he changes his hair because he played well with the hair last year. What the hell did the hair do in the playoffs? The hair don't mean shit. When you have to be superstitious about your first option, that's how you know he's not it. You shouldn't be superstitious about your first option. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's right there. I just want this team to be good, y'all. We may have different opinions, but at the end of the day, we just want this team to be good. And I know some Knicks fans are just happy we're relevant. I'm not. The old pom-poms here, just being back to relevance, we here and all that. That was all last year. Now it's time to be good. Now it's time to turn this around. I don't want to just be stuck in mediocrity. I don't want to be with the Orlando Magic where just battling for an 8th seed most years. I want to be a good basketball team. Just be good at basketball, please. And I wasn't even asking for a championship this year. I was just asking for progress. Can we win 2 games in the first round? Can we get to the second round? I was just asking for progress. But nope, decline. The Bulls get better, the Cavs get better. We go down. It's just so sad seeing all these teams develop. Wow, we're bad again. We're not great. Should Kemba be our #1 option since he's been in that role before in the Hornets? Since that team made it to they made it to the playoffs like once, so like they barely went to the playoffs. So, but or is he far off from the Hornets? Kemba, he's too inconsistent. But at this point, who cares? Like everyone's inconsistent, so just try it out at this point. Obi does need more time. No one deserves to be the #1 option on this team. Really, no one. But it's gonna be Randall. It has to be him. We rocked with him. We gave him that contract. So as a business decision, I can't believe Randall's getting paid all that money. He robbed the Knicks. I loved this dude last year, but if you're not playing good, I'm not gonna like pretend to be like it's okay. He's gonna pick it up. I'll be in there for like 5 to 10 more minutes. Let me look over my notes, see if anything I didn't cover. First slow start, yeah, it was a slow start. Just wow. We won though. What hurts, man? Oh, the contract, yeah. And we gave Fournier all that money too. My gosh. But this was the thing. This is what was so tough though. We couldn't just let Randall walk. We couldn't lowball him. He would have felt disrespected. After the year he just had leading us to the playoffs for the first time in like 8 years. Like, we had no choice. We should just be lucky it wasn't a max. Like, think about it. Like, he would have been eligible for $200 million after this year. But we wouldn't have brought him back after this year. Jeez. We were down 14. We had a chance to lose. What player are you most excited for on this team? Realistically, like that will actually get an opportunity? Probably Grimes. Because I feel like he's been getting an opportunity. Obi, I can't say, because whenever Randall does something bad, it's like, here's more minutes, Randall. I swear, like, are they married or something? Tom Thibodeau is not just married to basketball. He's married to Julius Randle as well. Just wow. But we won. We won 3 in a row. We're the 9th seed somehow. At least we're going up. This was ugly. Found a way to win, but Alec Burks saves our ass. Quickly saves our ass. Taj Gibson saves our ass. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for the great amount of support. Sorry, this wasn't really a professional post-game video or anything like that. Yeah, man. It's a painful Ray day. But I appreciate you guys' support. This wasn't really a professional video. Not gonna lie, my stomach kind of hurts from this game. Like, we won, but it feels like we lost. But yeah, I'm kind of lost for words, but we won. Yeah, guys, have a great night. I appreciate you guys tuning in.